Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. Now, today we're going to be talking about Burkina Faso. And you could say today's video is going to be a follow-up video to one I did about the uranium in Niger, as well as the CEOs getting arrested in Mali. Now today, if you've been following my channel for a very long time, then you know that sometime last year, around this time last year in 2023, I had covered a topic about the construction of a gold refinery in Burkina Faso, right? So instead of exporting the raw material, they began developing the infrastructure to refine the gold inside the country and keep the money and the revenue and the benefits in-house, right? So instead of the profits and the benefits going into the Western economy, it's actually staying inside in the national treasury. Now, let's refresh your memory. Let's go back to the article from November of last year, right? The construction of the first gold refinery begins in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso's military-led government on Thursday launched the construction of the country's first refinery for gold, Burkina's main mineral resource. Now, before we dive in, I want to remind you, this channel runs on your support. If you find value in the content, then I encourage you to contribute and help us keep delivering these in-depth videos. Support the channel in the description box. And also, over the weekend, I dropped 4 exclusive private videos. The first one entitled Anti-Blackness in the Arab World. The second one entitled Corrupt Cop Kills Himself After Decades of Terrorizing the Black Community. The third one entitled Famous Reformed Investor Tries to Lecture Black Men. The fourth one entitled Should Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Be Worried About France Celebrating the Fall of Syria? To gain access to those videos, you can send a contribution of $20 through the Cash App or the PayPal. Link in the description box. Now let's get back into it. The first 22-karat gold bars will leave the refinery in 11 months' time. Now, this was last year, right? So now, fast forward to today, about a year later, now we have the finished product, right? The finished product, the finished refined product is ready for the international markets or ready for the national treasury, depending on how you look at it. Now, let's continue. The project will create 100 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. There is no longer any question of us taking our gold abroad for refining. We will refine it on site because we know the real content of the raw gold that comes out. That is very important, said Burkina Faso's military leader, Ibrahim Traoré. Now, that was last year, right? That was last year, around last November. And he said about a year later, you will see the finished product, the finished refined product. And here we are today. You see the brothers right there, with the gold bars. Listen, man, the black man got diamonds and gold and uranium and cobalt and coltan and everything. And man, the black man is truly a blessed individual. The black man is truly a blessed organism. Now let's continue. Now, this was an article that came out earlier in the year. Burkina Faso nationalizes 2 gold mines mired in a legal dispute. Now, I know we've been talking about Mali arresting the CEOs, bringing the CEOs into custody. I know we've been talking about Niger destroying the French multi-billion-dollar multinational Orano, but Mali and Niger have been making so many headlines that we forgot to talk about Burkina Faso. You see, Ibrahim Traoré been in the background getting busy, and we've been so distracted because the brothers in Mali and Niger have been making waves, making headlines, but we forgot that Ibrahim Traoré been laying low, steady grinding and building. We forgot to talk about how he took the gold mines back. Now let's continue. The nationalization of the mines by Ouagadougou, that's Burkina Faso's capital, is the latest in a wave of African governments attempting to exert greater control over the natural resources as military regimes come to power. Gold miners in Mali, which include Barrick Gold, the world's second largest producer of the precious metal, have also faced the threat of military-led governments pushing to increase its ownership of new projects under an updated mining code that was adopted last year. Now, I haven't made a video on it yet, but the other day, the government in Mali, they issued an arrest warrant for the CEO of Barrick Gold, right? They already arrested the CEO of Resolute Mining, had that boy cough up like 160 million to get out of custody. Now they got an arrest warrant for this brother right here. Not this brother. Pardon me, fellas. I called the white man a brother. For this individual. Now keep in mind, this is the CEO of the second largest gold mining company on planet Earth. And currently, as we speak, there is a warrant for his arrest. And I believe he is charged with money laundering. So yeah, if anybody is listening to this video and you are familiar with the Barrick Gold CEO, Mark Bristow, please let him know that the black man wants to talk to him, right? The black man wants to see him. We have a few questions to ask him. We're not going to hurt him. We're just going to put his hands behind his back and bring him into custody. You know, we need about 500 million from him. And on top of that, he might need to serve some time for money laundering. We don't know. We got to take it to trial. But, you know, just let him know that we are looking for him. Just let him know the black man is looking for him. So just turn yourself into the proper authorities, and, you know, everything will be straight. You know, everything will be all good. It'll be better if you come to us, so we don't got to go look for you and put out a, you know, international arrest warrant for your arrest and, you know, catch you at the airport somewhere. So just come down to Africa, bro, and just talk to us. Come down to the station, you know, come down to Bamako and just talk to us, bro. Now let's continue. Now, this is actually from mining.com. Take a look at this headline that came out actually yesterday. Gold price could extend record run into 2025. Now, like I told you before, the price of gold this year has been skyrocketing, has been surging, right? So this is, man, them brothers did not pick a better time. This is the perfect time to be, you know, shaking down the CEOs, chasing down the CEOs. This is the perfect time to be building your gold refineries. This is the perfect time to be establishing your infrastructure when the price of gold is through the roof, right? This is the perfect time to be stacking up the gold bars in the treasury. This is the perfect time. Now let's continue. Take a look at this headline. Will the price of gold keep hitting record highs? I'm telling you, bro. Price of gold going crazy. We building gold refineries. We arresting the CEOs. We shaking down the companies. Man, the black man doing his thing in the year 2024. Let's continue. Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This person said, what Burkina Faso has achieved in a short space of time is an indictment of other African leaders. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially some of these guys who, you know, 70 years old, 80 years old. Come on, man. You letting the young boy, you know, 34 years old, 35 years old. Come on, man. Lap you like that? Come on, man. That's embarrassing, man. But you know what? Human nature is a funny thing. Sometimes you got to see somebody do it in order to get the confidence that you can do it yourself, right? Like, for example, when you look at Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, Mali was the first one to step out on its own, to step out in front. Assimi Goïta was the first one to step out in front, right? And then, I don't got any inside information, but I believe that Ibrahim Traoré had seen what happened next door in Mali, and that gave him the confidence to go out and take a chance, right? And then, like I said, I don't got any information, I'm speculating, but I believe that in Niger, once, you know, General Chiani seen what happened in Mali and Burkina, he went out, you know, and took a chance and took control of the government, right? So sometimes you got to see it be done before you, and then you get the confidence to go out and do the same. So, you know, human nature is funny like that. Now let's continue. This person said, wonderful. First, homegrown cotton for fabrics. Now, home source gold for gold bars. Great stride. Proud of you. This person said, the gold and mineral wealth of Africa was given by the Most High God. It is for the benefit of the African people first, and then, if there is any left over, for others, but not to steal from the people and leave them hungry and destitute. They steal the wealth and then make fun of Africans on the continent and in the diaspora. They use our wealth as a weapon against our own people. We will all be free when Africa is free. Now, what he said is very powerful, and that's why the other day when I made that video about France admitting the fact that they lost the uranium supply in Niger, the reason why I was, you know, triumphantly dancing on the grave of the French was because what he said is so true, right? They benefit and they profit off what belongs to us naturally as black men and women, and then they turn around and insult us and talk down on us and weaponize it against us. So that's why when I seen, you know, the French multinational or Renault, you know, talking about, man, we going bankrupt, you know, we going bankrupt, we need a bailout, we can't pay salaries. Of course I was laughing, of course I was dancing, of course I rejoiced at the prospect of France becoming a failed state, you know, becoming a third world country. Of course I rejoice at the idea, of course, yes. I don't forgive my enemies, bro. I want my enemies destroyed, I want my enemies suffering. I want my enemies, you know, mired in poverty and defeat. Like, I have no forgiveness. You know, what was that album by Rick Ross? Rick Ross released the album entitled God Forgives, I Don't. And that was the most powerful album title I ever heard. God Forgives, I Don't. I want my enemies defeated. I want my enemies suffering. I want my enemies, you know, on their last legs, bro. They take what belongs to us, weaponize it against us, and then disrespect us on top of that. You know, man, fuck them people. Let's continue. This person said, 100%, it is time to buy gold for our wives and buy gold to keep it in the bank. We always want to export everything. Why neglect the local markets? Gold, coffee, chocolate, diamonds. We must create markets here as much as abroad and supply to our brothers abroad to sell in their family businesses. How many Africans make jewelry and sell it in Dubai? None. All Indians, Pakistanis, and Arabs. We just give everything away and then we get jealous and complain. Let's engage and be kings. Look at rappers who buy jewelry for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but from the Jewish gold shop in New York. But they get the gold and diamonds cheap from here in Africa. It makes no sense. Man, round of applause for this brother. See, me and him, we on the same page. Me and him, we on the same wave. Now let's continue. This person said, this is great and revolutionary. The next step should be the institution of legal mechanisms by the Union of Sahel States for the repatriation of its gold held in the French Central Bank. Listen, man, don't even worry about nothing, man. Don't worry about nothing. Listen, we got the gold in our treasury. We got the uranium that is now under our control. Don't worry about nothing. I'm trying to say something without, getting my channel banned. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, instead of asking or demanding, the goal should be to have the physical capability to walk in and simply take whatever you want. Whether that's the artifacts in the museum, whether that's the gold in the central bank, whether that's whatever it may be, the goal should be to have the physical capacity to walk in and enforce your will. You don't got to ask, please, Mr. White Man, can I have the gold back? No, the goal should be, I'm kicking down the door. You know what I mean? I'm kicking down the door and I'm just taking my shit back. And if you try to stop me, it's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. It's going to be a lot of ambulances and coroner's vans trying to clean up the crime scene. That's all I'm going to say. And now that we are in a position to refine our own gold and bring a finished product to the international markets, now we are in a position to now stockpile on a lot of high-powered weaponry and military technology. That's all I'll say. Let's continue. This person said, saying that France offered a safe haven for African nations to store their gold reserves, protecting them from potential theft, loss, or instability is something that will forever be funny to me. We Africans have really been dealt with. Congratulations, Burkina Faso. Now, yes, exactly, right? The same excuse that the Europeans use to keep our artifacts, our ancestral artifacts, our ancestral inheritances in their museums, which we have to go pay to go see them. They basically said that we're gonna keep your artifacts, we're gonna keep your ancestral, your ancestral inheritances in our museums for safekeeping, right? Because we don't want them to get lost, we don't want them to get stolen, right? The same thing they said for the gold, right? We're gonna keep the gold, in our bank, right? We're gonna keep your gold in our bank, for safekeeping. We don't want it to get lost or stolen or anything happen to it. So we're gonna keep it safe for you, bro. But now, lucky for the Frenchman, he don't gotta stress himself out no more. You don't gotta stress yourself out no more, bro. Keeping our gold safe. Don't worry about that, bro. Just worry about your own gold. We'll do our thing. You do your thing. Don't worry about trying to keep our gold safe and them artifacts. We're gonna come for them artifacts later. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about nothing. We're gonna come for them artifacts later. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it while you can. Just enjoy it while you can. Now, anyways, let's jump into these articles before we get out of here. Take a look up on the screen. Burkina Faso, the first gold bars from the Essakane mine integrated into the National Reserve. Burkina Faso is taking a significant step in its management of mineral resources. This Tuesday, December 10th, that's today, Prime Minister Rimtalba Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, representing the President Ibrahim Traoré, presided over a ceremony in the capital, Ouagadougou, marking the delivery of the first gold bars produced from the mining residues of the Essakane gold mine, now under state control. I repeat, now under state control. According to Prime Minister Ouedraogo, this first delivery is intended to strengthen the national gold reserve, an essential step to consolidate the economic sovereignty of the country. This approach demonstrates a strong commitment by the authorities to leverage national resources to support the country's development, while minimizing environmental impact through controlled technological processes. This ceremony, rich in symbols, reflects Ibrahim Traoré's strategic vision for a transparent and sustainable management of national wealth. By focusing on local expertise and the enhancement of mineral resources, Burkina Faso shows that it is possible to integrate the direct benefits of extractive industries into collective well-being. Now, that was an article in French. I translated to English. Now, before I get out of here, man, on this beautiful day, I believe Ibrahim Traoré, earlier today, he put out a State of the Union address, like a message to the nation. So I translated it from French to English, and I'm going to play the video of the good brother. I believe he dropped this earlier today, and he's talking to the people. So I'm going to play the video before we get out of here. Run the footage.
It's a unique moment. Through this battle, we have been able to unite and join hands in perfect cohesion to support our fighting forces in order to successfully carry out this fight for our true independence. That is why I want to pay tribute to the people who understood the meaning of our message and who contribute voluntarily to the war effort, and also through the taxes and levies we impose on daily activities. Thank you to the people who understood the essence of our struggle and who enabled the fighting forces to be well equipped and well trained today. We will continue in this direction. That we can build up strength in the army, build a strong army, and be able to equip this army as necessary. There is no development, no peace possible without a strong army. That is why we must pay tribute to those who sacrificed everything so that we can be here today and speak about Burkina Faso. We will continue to equip them, to continue our reconquest, to continue to cover our territory so that the consolidation of all these achievements in the fight becomes a reality and is effective. Comrades, there come moments in the history of a people when these situations occur. But in Burkina Faso, we have managed to unite and join hands to defeat the enemy. The fighters today are proud and will continue their mission to reclaim the entirety of our territory and bring our nation to life. The army will go where it needs to go to secure our resources, because that is the issue. We are victims of our resources, these resources that the imperialists want at all costs. But to take control and maintain our enslavement, we will secure them. And from now on, all groups are instructed to resume operations actively. On the ground and in the air, we will track these enemies of the nation to their last stronghold. If necessary, fight them to the last, because Burkina Faso will never give up. Burkina Faso will never surrender. Burkina Faso will fight. We are a proud, fighting, healed, and dignified people, and we will continue in this way. All those who dream of seeing Burkina Faso on its knees, hoping to bring us back into slavery, must understand that they have failed, because those who risked their lives yesterday instructed us to continue the fight until our total freedom and independence. And that is why I want to thank everyone, both Burkinabés inside and outside the country, who continue to contribute to the war effort, to continue their efforts, so that our armed forces can reach the level we expect to secure our people and our lands. Thank you all, and I hope this Independence Day is a moment of reflection, that each person reflects on true independence and can contribute what they can for our Burkina Faso to shine in Africa and the world. Burkina Faso remains and endures. Long live Burkina Faso, long live our brave combat forces. May God protect them, may God watch over them in all their missions throughout the territory. May God make the year 2025 the year of our final victory over the enemy. Thank you all. The homeland or death.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city, they loving me. Standing alone, I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting and still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake, but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress, I've been gated away. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down, but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drop a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news.